Duh. Sorry it took me so long.
Before getting into the video, make sure to watch the character introduction video for better understanding and experience. Link is given in the description.
With Jimin. Okay, so how do I do this? Oh right. Oh Caladrius. Please save my friend. Who can help him other than a great healer like you? Jimin exclaimed loudly. God, this is so embarrassing. Jimin thought while cringing. The godly bird in front of him opened its eyes. Who are you? It asked, being confused after seeing someone in centuries first thing as he woke up from his nap. I am Park Jimin, King of Rosa Kingdom. Son of. You are a vampire, right? I don't care whoever you are, but get out, peasant. Okay, that's bad, Caladrius said before going back to lie down to sleep. I need your help. Not my concern. Huh. Caladrius seemed to be going back to sleep. My friend, he is dying, please save him. You can take away his pain and his weakness. Why should I care about how he is? He can die if he isn't the fittest to live. Now leave before I call my guards. I need sleep. Caladrius hid its face with its wing. It took Jimin all his self-control to not lash out. Please don't talk like that. Please save him, Jimin said, but Caladrius seemed to not reply. Guards, take this Satan's offspring out of my sight, Caladrius said as two guards came in. No, please listen to me just once. Caladrius TSKS as he rolls to sleep on the other side. The audacity to act again, thinking I would believe after all the suffering these peasants put me through. Caladrius scoffs. Jimin was calling out his name and requesting for him to listen, but Caladrius was not having it. Outside the room, Jimin was thrown out to the ground harshly. Leave, one guard said as the two guards stood in front of the huge now closed doors. Celine had teleported him straight onto Caladrius's room, so he didn't had to face them when he arrived. Please let me in once, I'll leave if he refused after. Leave, the second guard said sternly. Jimin sighs before teleporting himself a little far from the room with the temporary power Celine gave him as he hid himself from the guards. I can't return like this, I need to do something. Why the hell would he not listen? Fucking pigeon. Jimin thought, being frustrated as he kept on thinking a way to talk with him again. I swear if I didn't find single strength to help me out in this situation, then I am freaking gonna kaput this stupid game once I get out. Jimin taps on his own chest. Strength, seduction, telekinesis, strength, sense, vision, shape-shifting, self-healing, fighting skills, speed. Jimin was looking sharply at the powers. Let's try a little experiment, shall we? 1 minute late. The two guards in front of Caladrius's room looked at the direction they heard someone walking towards them, only to find.
Well, hello handsomes.
Jimin's eyes were a little red when he looked right onto the both guards' eyes. Good to see a beauty after centuries. The guards looked like they were high on weeds all of the sudden as Jimin kept on moving towards them.
I swear my babes would be pissed for another 300 years if they saw this,
Jimin thought before he creased a guard's cheek while looking intensely at the other one.
It's so hot in here.
Yeah, it is. Holy God, isn't it rude of us to keep you standing? Come with us, have a cup of fine wine, with us.
Wow, I was here just seconds ago only to get thrown out, but when I use this seduction power I get treated like this. They didn't even ask who I was or why I was here. What kind of world I live in?
Jimin thought and scoffed internally.
I don't think I can, my head hurts a bit, could you perhaps get me a cup of water?
Sure. The both guards ran towards the kitchen while trying to sabotage Ekother. Just as they left, Jimin turned back into his male form. Well, that was something anyways, let's get this done now, Jimin said while opening the door slowly as he entered the room through it this time. He saw Caladrius deep asleep on the position he last saw him. Jimin slowly sneaked towards him as he kneeled in front of him. I don't like to steal, but if it's for my family I don't mind, Jimin said before slowly plucking out one of the feather from Caladrius's right wing. In the name of Nam, just come on out, Jimin said while pulling even harder. Finally he pulled out the feather as he fell onto the ground on his butt. Got you, Jimin said in accomplishment, but what didn't notice was Caladrius opening his eyes, which were now filled with wrath. How dare you! Jimin was startled. On that, and at the same time the door opened, revealing the two guards from earlier. You! Before anyone could near him, Jimin teleported himself just a millisecond before Caladrius could grab him. Back in the realm of the gods, Celine was sitting on the ground with Tae's bug head on her lap as she kept on creasing Tiger's fur as she numbs his pain while humming a song sweetly which echoed through the silent jungle as all the tigers on the ground and birds in the trees around her was almost traveling to dreamland. Everything was so quiet when Jimin appeared out of nowhere in front of Celine while startling everyone with his loud outcry, making all the birds fly away and all the tiger get on attacking position, sensing threat towards their precious king and the lovely lady, who treated them like her own children.
My goodness, what happened?
I almost died, but anyways I did it.
Oh, he said he would come. Did he say when?
No. Jimin pulled out the feather from his jacket. I remembered you saying that even one of his feather has the ability to cure any disease, cuts or wounds, so I took it from him.
Great. So. Wait, what do you mean by took?
Well, I kinda stole it from him when he was asleep.
What? No, why would you do that? You should have asked him properly.
He wasn't even letting me to open my mouth.
But.
After 5 minutes of arguing, Celine closed her eyes as she started praying while Jimin stood near her nervously tightening his fist in anticipation. Celine keeps the feather on Tae's wound. In seconds all the wounds vanished, so were all the scratches and little cuts. His body looked more healthier and buff as his breathing got more normal.
It worked.
Jimin smiled on that, but his happiness didn't last long when he noticed that Tae was still not moving. You said he would wake up if I
said this would heal him, but health is not the problem now, it's his mind now that isn't letting him wake up.
What do you mean?
I can feel it. The three characters in him are trying to dominate over Ekother. It's up to him who he lets to take control, and due to this he won't wake up till he decides.
Jimin kneels in front of Tae, taking Tae's head onto his lap yet again. Celine stood up and moved back, giving them privacy. Tae, you need to fight this. And you will be doing it alone. Please don't scare me like this, wake up. Hyoungs need us, I need you, your cookie needs you. Don't let Tae take control, please wake up Tae. At the exact moment someone teleported there. How dare you!
Caladrius.
Celine, what are you doing here with this thief?
Before anything, explain why didn't you let my son explain about his cause of arrival when I sent him there?
Son. Him. You sent him.
He is my son and he was there to ask your help to save his friend.
But that doesn't justify his crime.
Then justify why you were rude to him.
Cause all earthlings lie, they only do that the best. You don't know how many mortals and immortals tried to possess me and make me their slave only so they could use my powers. At first I believed their tears and helped them, and that almost took me to deathbed, and I aren't taking any chances again. All they do is faking everything. That's why I didn't want to help your son.
Oh, Caladrius.
Celine stood near him.
You see them?
Celine said, pointing at Jimin. Jimin was hugging Tae tightly as Tae unconsciously leaned into his touch.
The love you see in my son's eyes aren't a lie. The bond that made him risk his life to heal his friend wasn't fake. Every tear he spends for his soulmate isn't scripted. And even at this condition, look at the boy leaning on to my son's touch. That's some real bond right there. You don't have to be in a romantic relationship to express love. And the love my son has for his soulmate may have made him steal from you, but that doesn't make him a sinner when he was the reason for a life to live again. Don't judge anyone quickly, Caladrius. Please don't be mad on my son.
Caladrius looks at the scene in front of him. Jimin was still hugging Tay tightly, now mumbling words onto Tay's ears. Caladrius took a deep breath. Maybe it was too soon to judge. Caladrius said when he saw how desperate Jimin looked, holding on to Tay, trying to wake him up. "I'll die." "You didn't wake up. Don't die." Jimin flinched badly on hearing Tay's voice in his head as he looks at Teacher's face. "Eh?" Tay's eyes was slowly opening now. "Oh God, Ta." Teacher jumped on Jimin, licking his face intensely. "Ta." Teacher was still licking his face. Minnie. "That's not me, that's the teacher character of mine. I am here inside him. Last time I was on control and I just had his body, but this time he would be on control both physically and mentally until he wants to change. He wanted to be out, so I let him. Don't worry, I am still here. We will talk through telepathy, but I can't do it often, and don't be afraid. Teacher also thinks of you as his soulmate, so he won't hurt you, but he doesn't know anything other than you being his mate and him being the king of tigers, so understand him, Minnie. Take good care of yourself, Minnie. Love you." "Oh Tay, I'll take care, don't worry, but please be back soon. I aren't an expert in caretaking of tigers." Jimin talked back in mind link.
"I don't think Gemini needs to wash his face for another century after this."
Celine chuckled, seeing Teacher still licking Jimin's face. Suddenly Teacher stopped licking Jimin's face when smelled someone unfamiliar. Teacher got off Jimin and stood before him on 4 feet before growling loudly at Caladrius. Hearing their king growl, getting onto attacking position, the tigers around them did the same, as loud growls and sneers were pointed towards the godly white bird echoing through the silent jungle. "Tay, calm down, it's okay," Jimin said, standing up. "I deeply apologize for stealing from you and invading your personal space, without permission twice." Jimin bowed to him as an apology. Teacher growled and nudged on Jimin's waist, clearly not liking to see his soulmate bow in front of someone. "I forgive you, kid. But don't try that with me again. But before anything, please tell your friend to stop killing me with his eyes. Tay, don't do that, he is older than us." Tay scoffs on that but still stood near Jimin. "I have something to give you." Caladrius plucked out his own feather, but this feather turned even whiter as it glowed a little. He walked towards Jimin only to stop when heard a loud growl. "I know he means no harm." Tay grumbled as Caladrius walked forward and gave Jimin the feather through his beak. "This can bring back people from dead if it was used seconds after the person's death. Take this as an apology for being rude with you and judging you without knowing you. I accept the apology. So I think it's time for me to leave."
"Take care, Caladrius, don't sleep too much. Try using that wings more often."
Caladrius nodded and smiled a little as he teleported away from there in seconds. Teacher rubbed his face on Jimin's leg while purring.
"He is one hell of a possessive one."
Celine chuckled.
"I guess it's time for you to leave. Let me find your hyungs and lovers."
Celine closed her eyes and opened it with a confused look as she tried to find the rest of BTS's location. She repeated the same process again and again but couldn't find their location, but when she finally sensed where they could be, she opened her eyes and looked at Jimin.
"They are on the right track, but I can't send you to them now, but I will send you to where you would meet them again by tomorrow noon if you go on the right way. It's past midnight now, so she means the next day."
Jimin nods as he creased Tae's head. "We are ready." Celine smiles as she came forward and kept her hand on his head.
"Everything's gonna be alright, my son."
Celine gives him a warm smile which Jimin returns. "Thank you for everything you did. Without you we would have."
"Don't mention it, child, it's nothing."
Teacher grumbled.
"I'll well miss this possessive soulmate of your more son,"
Celine said with a chuckle as she moved back. Teacher turned to look at the tigers who bowed to him in respect.
"Goodbye, my dear children, hopefully life treats you well. Remember to walk north."
Celine said before teleporting them back to Jumanji. They landed on the center of a jungle. It was like 2 in the morning. Jimin looks back at the moon and smiles when he saw that it was full moon, as he knows it was Celine who was behind that. Jimin heard sound of dry branches breaking. He looks down to find Tae rolling on the ground like a baby kitten trying to catch a firefly. "Ah, what am I gonna do with this big baby tiger?" Jimin thought. "I wonder where Hyung's at."
Meanwhile,
An hour ago. Kim ducking Namjoon. "What the hell are you trying to do?" Jun screamed when he saw Namjoon jump off from one cliff to another which was nearby, but between the gap there was like 10,000 feet deep slope which none were aware of. They all were on a rocky mountain area where the map ends, as they tried to figure out where they could find anything that was related to the map or mark. They were guided by the bright moonlight. "Do you feel like dying, Namjoon? Why would you jump off the cliff like that?" "The cliff I was standing on cracked and was about to break, so I swear I am only centimeters away from putting you on a leash and dragging you with me. This is like the 14th time you did something like this. I feel like that 3 life of yours is gonna last long, so get your ass away from anything that could kill you. Stop scolding me, you make me look like a rebellious teenager or something. Cause your hormones are on board, June. What is that supposed to mean? Oh, I am wrong. Why don't you teach me about it, Mr. One Experienced F. Jin, before of scolding him, please push me off this cliffs. I don't feel like living anymore. Everyone calm down and cook, where are going? Hyung, I saw something sparkle. Jungkook said, walking towards a certain direction. I swear if it was a fireflies I am neither smashing it or eating it. All turned to look at him. Jin was judging him hard. I swear I aren't feeding you anymore. No thanks, mommy. Both scoffs. All start to walk towards the place they saw something sparkle. But in seconds they were surrounded by fog. Now what? Quick, everyone hold Ekother's hands. They all did as he said except Jungkook. You aren't Yoongi's grandson, move, Kook. Before Jungkook could move, the fog had blocked his and everyone's vision, separating Jungkook from the Hyung line. Kook, can you hear me? Come to Hyung. Hyung, I can't fight. Jungkook stopped talking. Kook, you there? Talk to us, bud. If anything, don't hesitate to use the knives I gave you. Kook, talk to us. Are you okay, Bab? All their visions went blank. A few seconds later, all the fog surrounding them vanished, but at the same time the place they were standing before also did, as they all were now standing in front of an old temple. Hyung's, I'm here. Jungkook called out to them as they looked at the direction Jungkook was, only to find him standing in front of someone, and they noticed that Jungkook had a "I don't like you, I will kill you" look on his face. They all walked towards Jungkook and the man, and their gasps were echoed through the empty temple. Bogum. How do you know my name, sir? Well, if you are a Taekook shipper you definitely know who Bogum is, but for me I simply like reply 1988. Jungkook, don't do that. Jin scolded Jungkook after seeing him still glaring at Bogum. Sorry about him anyways, I am Sukjin, thus is our Hope World, call him Hobi. This is my boyfriend Namjoon. Well, that was Yoongi with his unusual remarks, and this is Jungkook, our youngest. We know you, cause anyone who is friends with my baby bear are our friends too. So nice to meet you again, Bogum Shia, even if you aren't the real one. I am advising you to not give your attention to our baby brother here if he says something irrational to you. Jin said, looking at Jungkook, who was poking his inner cheek with his tongue while continuing on throwing daggers at Bogum with his eyes. I don't understand what you are talking about, but you seem kind. Do you think he knows Tae here? I don't know, but I have a feeling he does. But anyways, Jungkook and Jin are definitely end up in a fight if my predictions are right. Hope June were whispering to Ekother. Sissy, stop gossiping for Disney's sake. Yoongi rolled his eyes. What place is this and what are we doing here? This temple belongs to goddess Soteria. She provides safety for those in need of salvation and protection. I am here as the guardian of this temple. You can enter only if I let you. Well, if that's so. Is Mark here? I can't provide you with that information, sir, and I am respectful asking you all to leave this place now. So he is here. June thought. But he was the one who wanted to meet us, he was the one who got us all together and here, so we need to meet him. How do I know you all aren't lying to me? We aren't lying and we don't have any motive. Could I have seen many say that before they held swords in front of me? Jungkook just got kids owned by Park Bo-gum himself. Where is my popcorn? You can ask Mark Shea to confirm, and if he refuses to meet us then we'll leave immediately. Well, in that case, excuse me. Bo-gum disappeared into thin air. Jun hits Jungkook on his shoulder. Stop killing the poor man with your eyes. He did nothing to deserve that. Then explain why he gave Tae the hoodie with his and Tae's picture on it, and who the hell gifts another man chocolates and flowers as a birthday gift? That I can't explain, it's between them, but I feel like you need to have a conversation with Tae on this, so don't judge anything too soon. Now stop being grumpy, that's Yoongi's job. I swear you are getting this possessive-ass behavior from the one and only Park Jimin. But I suspect you too young. Hey, what does this has to do with me? Well, wake up, Mr. Young, cause last time I checked you wanted me in 10 feet away from Jimin and almost had an inner crisis when Yoongi fell for Tae. I did not. That was Yoongi, not me. Yeah, as if your characters aren't from your subconsciousness. If anything, you are more suspicious than Bogumchi. If I didn't know Yoonmin Saka's Celine, I would have been hyping for Gi. Yoongi was all red on this comment as he turned to face the other side away from everyone's direction. Holy Namjas, Yoongs is blushing. Does that mean Lil Meow Meow has a crush on his baby bear? Are you really my boyfriend? Well, who can resist shipping Gi? You guys are so cute together. I kinda agree on that. I swear if you are planning on adding my innocent baby into your Jungkook's here. I mean, if you are thinking of having an additional boyfriend and that one be my innocent baby bear, I swear on Namjas I'm choking you all in sleep. I kinky.
Dim the lights down, baby. Dim the lights.
Didn't know Hyung had Jin launches towards Hobi, but Jungkook and Jun had to hold him back. Hope World got side effects of being Jimin's boyfriend. Tae is your brother, Hyung, you can't think of him like that. Whoa, calm down, lover boy. I admit I may or may not had a crush on that alien, but that was long ago and who can blame me? True, cause everyone in this universe is a tiny bit in love with Kim Tae-hyung. And that's a statement. I swear if you corrupt my baby boo I will personally slaughter you both. I swear Junior Boyfie is mentally not okay. Says the one being Yoongi's boyfriend. What is that supposed to mean? Boyfriend? To right, no one told baby Koo about this. I aren't no baby. Sure. We didn't even tell you guys to begin with. Well, we figured out on our own, and besides those hickeys weren't invisible soulmate. Hobi was flustered. Why are you blushing now? Not like you went easy on us, not to mention we had to run after that and all I could do was limp. I would have come mentally prepared if I had known you were a do. Hobi pressed his hand on Yoon's mouth, stopping him from speaking further. TMI. What did you mean by limp? So Yoon's bot. Suddenly Bogum re-entered, saving Yoongi and Hobi from revealing more about their intimate moments. He isn't fully healed yet, so he can't meet you, but Bogum stopped for a moment to look at everyone in the eyes. I'll give you the things he wanted to give you, but I'll only hand it to King Jimin or to Lord Vu. Now I understand why they specifically took Tae and Jimin. So who is Jimin here? I don't find Vu here. I need both of either one of them for this. You know Vu. He is like my baby brother. We have met a couple of times before. Jungkook, you better hear that before planning on committing murder partnering with Jimin. So, who is Jimin here again? He is Jimin. Jungkook pushed Yoongi forward, who was totally dumbfounded at the moment. He is tiny too, so he would do. Yoongi turns to glare at him. So you are Jimin but Yoongi. Well, he goes with different names for security purposes. But I heard King Jimin is a vampire, but you are a devil. He is both. I swear, Jungkook. Are you King Jimin of Rosa Kingdom? And yes, he is. There was a moment of silence, increasing the tension around them as Bogum didn't look that convinced. Then, can I see the famous lie stone of yours? All of their eyes widened. Jin and Hobi were looking at Yoongi, intensely curious on what his reply would be. Sure. Yoongi said, being calm as he can ever be. This came as a shock to everyone except Jun, as he knew what was about to happen. Yoongi puts his hand inside his front pocket and took out something which glowed red in his hand. Here. Yoongi handed Bogum the lie stone he took from JYP's room. How? That stone? Jimin. Here. Jin was confused to the core. Hobi was deep in thoughts, and Jungkook and Jungshook. Bogum took the stone from Yoongi's hand, which immediately stopped glowing and turned into darker shade as he looked at it before returning it to Yoongi. To everyone's surprise, even for Yoongi himself, the stone started glowing again when it touched Yoongi's hand. Note: the stone glows red only when it's in contact with its owner, so whenever it was with Jimin it was glowing red, and when it's not it darkens. But here it glows when Yoongi touched it, caused Yoongi, Hobi and Jimin are Ekother's mates here, and since he is Jimin's mate, the stone identifies him as a owner too. And yeah, Hobi can also make the lie stone glow. Let me explain. Soulmates mean you are either their friend or lover, which destiny chose for you, but you have the rights to accept or reject. While mates are the ones chosen by the individual, him or herself identified as romantic partners. Another thing, the lie stone is only beneficial for a vampire, especially their owners, to heal and protect themselves, and it doesn't have any use if it is with anyone except Jimin. Now back to the story. Well, that proves you are King Jimin. Forgive my rudeness, Jimin. I was told you wore the stone as in your crown and didn't knew you were a devil too. Yeah, it's fine, I don't publicize myself that well. All the others were in loss of words, seeing Yoongi confidence. Well, here's your things. Bogum extended his right hand and opened his palm, as in a second a piece of paper appeared in his hand. Yoongi took it and gave it straight to Jin. That's the last piece of the map mark she instructed me to give you, and this. Bogum closed his palm, and when he opened it there was a stone identical to the heart stone they have. This is the other piece of the heart stone. Bogum gave it Yoongi, who holds it with both hands, almost like protecting it. Well, my job here is done. All the best on your journey. It was nice meeting you. Jin got cut off when they heard something fall with a loud thud outside the temple. Bogum disappeared as he teleported outside in seconds as others rushed outside. Who was that? Maybe it was some animal. Something is wrong. Bogum reappeared in front of Jin, suddenly startling him. Someone was here and they heard and saw everything. You all need to leave now. Without letting anyone talking, he teleported everyone from there to somewhere deep into another jungle again. What just happened? Jin, the map. Right. Jin took out the map they had with them from his bag, which Jun was wearing, as he held the last piece of the map in his other hand. He kneeled onto the ground and kept the first map open, and he joined the torn out last piece of the map to its place, and like magic the map fixed itself and the map was complete now. We did it. Shut it, Dora, just say where we are going. Northeast direction from here, and if I am correct we aren't reaching there today even if we walk non-stop. When do you think we would be reaching? Probably tomorrow noon or by evening. Before we start moving, what do we do with this now? Should we join it with the piece we have? Hobi said, pointing at the heartstone which was in Yoongi's hand. For that we would need Jackson, and I am pretty sure we can get him out by morning. So all we do now is wait till we get Jackson out and connect the two pieces and make it into one and keep it safe until we return it to Mother Jumanji. That's pretty much it. Hyung, how do you have the light stone? We found it in JYP's room before Hobi came in. Jin looked worried on hearing that as Jun smiled at him in a comforting manner. Don't worry, I'm sure Jimin is fine, but he should be more careful now since the stone isn't with him now. It would probably make him more weak to his weaknesses. If you ask me, we should hurry before anything happens to him or Tae. So what are we waiting for? Let's. Yoongi yawns loudly, making Jin stop talking. I think my character's insomnia is showing off a bit too much that I forget you guys don't have it. Why don't we all take a quick nap? It's already past midnight anyways. I vote yes on that, Yoongi said before sitting on the ground laying his back onto a tree. I don't know about you but I aren't moving from here for the next 4 hours, Yoongi said as he used his wings to wrap it around himself keeping him warm as he closed his eyes. Ah, the sky is just wow. Anyways Jungkookie, why don't you sleep with Hobie? His wings can keep you warm. Jin, I think you two need to join Cook cause the temperature today is too low and I am pretty sure I'm cold-blooded so I would do no justice in providing heat. What about you? I'm good, I don't even feel like I need warmth. Guess mermaids have high tolerance to cold. Guess one could say.
Cold never bothered me anyway.
Hobie sat under a tree and Jungkook and Jin sat either side of him as he wrapped his wings around them. Dang, it Cook, did you work out here too cause that muscles aren't letting me move? Hyung, not my fault, my character makes me look bulkier. You talk like you are a skinny little bin in real life. Brad, last week I saw you breaking a watermelon with your hands. That's maybe because Tae was there and Little wanted to be a show-off. Hyung, don't expose me like that, Jungkook almost whined. But there are people who really want to sleep here, okay, so stop your chips before I shove June's socks into your noisy mouths. All became silent. That's what I'm talking about, Yoongi said as he returned back to his slumber. Tusak were sulky but nevertheless closed their eyes and got ready to sleep while Jungkook was more than thankful to Yoongi for saving him as he too closed his eyes. June, who was watching the scene happening in front of him, smiled fondly at them as he settled down opposite to them under a tree. He looks at the full moon. Good night Hyung. Good night Jimin. Hope you guys are safe. Can't wait to see you both again. Hope you guys ate something. Let's meet soon, until then be safe. Hyung loves you. With the min. Yakim, stop bullying the poor thing. Jimin yells at teacher who was playing with a frog. I swear if it was poisonous I am not stealing anyone's feather to save you this time. Teacher wasn't listening as he still kept on playing. What am I gonna do with this tiger cub? Jimin grumbled as he continued walking. I swear I am starting to hate jungles now, Jimin said as, walking on the harsh ground which made his feet hurt badly. Jimin felt a head nuzzling onto his waist. He looked down to find teacher looking back at him with puppy eyes. What is it? Jimin stopped walking. Teacher signaled Jimin to look at somewhere and when Jimin did he found a small cave there. I see a cave. Teacher was trying to convey something to him. You don't like it? Teacher shakes his head as no. Someone is there. Teacher repeated his action. Oh, you want to go in there? Teacher excitedly nods and he wags his tail back and forth. Okay. Jimin walks towards the cave and went inside but Tae stopped Jimin from going too deep in. Now what? Teacher circles on the ground and looks at Jimin again as it looks back and forth at the ground and him. You want me to lay down? Tae nods as, yes. You want me to sleep? Tae nods again. Oh my sweet Tae. Jimin hugs teacher who excitedly nuzzled onto Jimin's shoulder. You are the best, Jimin said before laying down. I know I don't need sleep being a vampire but you do, so let's sleep together. Get in here Tae. Before he could even finish the big tiger had jumped on his, nuzzling close to him. Tae. Jimin used his mind link. Do you think Hyungs and Cookie are fine? I'm a bit worried. Why Celine didn't send us to them? Do you think we can find them? Minnie, calm down. I have a feeling that they are fine and we all are gonna be fine. There must be a reason for everything that's happening. Jimin looks down at teacher's sleeping form. How can you be so sure about that? Anything could go wrong. We can only hope, Minnie, even though we don't have our Hobie Hyung with us. Jimin smiled sadly on that. I really hope they are doing good and that we could find them tomorrow. I too hope so. Love you Tae. Love you Minnie. With that they both drifted to dreamland.
The next day.
Jimin jerked awake when he felt something burn his leg. And by accident he woke up teacher in that process. What the? Jimin saw that there was nothing on the spot where his legs were at. He looks at his feet which looked like it got burned by an iron box. Note, he slept barefoot. How? Teacher made a noise that sounded like he was concerned. I'm fine, don't worry. Jimin continued to look at the area only to realize that there was nothing but sunlight in there. Jimin hesitantly extended his arm towards the sunlight only to pull it back in speed of light and freeze space. Holy hell. What the duck? How? I wasn't affected before. At that moment Jimin remembered the light stone that he lost in Jipe's palace. Ah shit. Jimin cursed when realization hit him hard. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Oh god, why? Jimin walked back and forth with teacher looking at him back and forth. How am I supposed to walk kilometers under the sun without any protection? Wait. Jimin pats his chest. Garlic, invitation, fire, running water, mirror, direct sunlight. I aren't eating garlic so I can handle this. There isn't even a single human around here to not invite me so I can handle this too. If there was running water I can go around it. There is not a single mirror around here. I can be away from fire. So my rival today is the sun, itself. Oh fuck my life. Teacher grumbled, not liking on seeing his soulmate upset. Minnie, how are we? Wait, I can teleport both of. Don't even think about it. Last time you did it you lost all your energy and fainted so Jungkook had to carry you around. But no means no, end of discussion. Teacher, who was unaware of the telepathic conversation, was worried about Jimin. I'm fine Tay, I just need to figure out how to deal with this sun. Jim increased teacher's head and neck. Suddenly they heard something move inside the cave. Now what? They heard someone talking, more like whispering inside, as teacher growled loudly before running inside. Tino, don't. Jimin quickly wore his shoes and ran after him inside. With the others. Rise and shine, my ungrateful brats. Mama Jin didn't raise sleepyhead. Jin said loudly, clapping his hands. All groaned before walking up. When will you actually wake people like a normal person? I'll ignore you, so everyone get up, do your stretches and prayers, we're leaving in a couple of minutes. Jin said, now doing the final checking of his bag if he has all the necessary items, like map, Jackson aka the lamp, the other piece of the hard stone they got yesterday, first aid kit, water and the little food which was left. Jungkook stood up and stretched away his tiredness before going to help Jin. Jope was about to stand up, but two strong hands were suddenly wrapped around his waist helping him to stand. He looked back to find Yoongi looking at him. He smiled before hugging him. As for June, he was already awake before Jin woke them up, and all he wanted to do was help Jin in packing the bag, but during that process he got his palm cut from the zipper and then got scolded by Jin for that before he applied ointment for him. Right now he was sulking while folding his arms over his chest while waiting for the others. Alright, we are ready to leave. Jungkook suddenly flinched badly, and right after that, Myron. I thought this shit is over. Hyun, there are like 5 of them near and many coming up. Shit. Everyone move in the shadows under the trees, don't get caught. Hobie, fold your wings, they are too bright. Kook, keep track of their sounds, if one of them is near us give a signal. June, lead the way, and Jin, try gluing your mouth. You. Hyun, it's here. Quick, move under the shadows. All started walking slowly, more like hiding under the tree shadows as the big monstrous birds flew above them. This is a nightmare. Back with the men. Teacher pinned something or someone to the ground and growled right above the person's face. Tay, stop, that's Byung. A force pushed Tay away from Byung, and Jimin looked up to find Nikki standing there, who quickly helped Byung up onto his feet. Both stood in front of Jimin and Teacher in attacking stanza. Everyone calm the fuck down, no one need to fight, there is no reason for it. Teacher, behave. For some reason Teacher did as he was told to when he heard his full name coming out of Jimin's mouth. We mean no harm, Byung. Nikki, I know you don't know me, but trust me when I say we won't hurt you. Then explain why your pet had my friend pinned on the ground. Teacher growled on that as Jimin patted his head, calming him down. He is my friend, not my pet. I know you are angry, but calm down please. Nikki, I think we should let them talk. And that's the moment Jimin noticed that both Nikki and Byung-gu were not standing on the ground, instead they were floating in the air while flapping their wings. You guys are. We are fairies, not angels. Don't expect us to sing holy songs, cause 1 we can't, 2 we won't, 3 cause we don't know any. Jimin chuckled. Nice to meet you anyways, I am Jimin Kinov. What was that again? Oh yeah, Rosa Kingdom. Vampire, don't worry, I am not hungry, and this is Teacher aka Vu, god of something like love and son of Layla. Hearing this, both the fairies looked shocked. As much as I love you both, we seriously don't have much time left. We need to be on the spot by tomorrow before others get there. So we'll take our leave. You're leaving. But you both look tired. We have heard a lot about you both and we won't allow you to leave without having something. Byung-gu flew away from there. Hyung, do you need anything else? We can't do much, but we'll do our best. Oh, it's so sweet of you, but we don't know. Jimin stopped when he looked at the sunlight coming from outside the cave. Actually, do you have any sun-proof clothes? Why you? Oh right. Nikki waved his hands in the air as something appeared in his hands. Hope this would do. Nikki gave Jimin the clothes. Asked for. Jimin knew teacher would be trying to scare Nikki off when he nears him, so he gave teacher a stern look which made the big scary tiger sulk. Thank you. This means a lot. Jimin quickly wore the robe and covering his head, hands and his total body with it. Byung-gu returned back with a small bag in his hand. There are fruits and some sweet potatoes. Hope this is enough for your journey. You didn't have to. It's okay, it's the least we could do. You guys live here? No, we live in the mountains nearby. We came here to find different food. I am a water element fairy. Hyun is a sky element fairy. Interesting. So. Teacher grumbled as he nuzzled onto Jimin's waist. I think it's time for us to leave. Thank you for your help again. It means a lot. Nikki and Byung-gu smiled at them warmly, which only Jimin returned while teacher started walking, ignoring everything around him. Such a drama queen. Jimin chuckled while going behind him. What a way to start the day. Back with the others. An apricot fell right on Hobie's head. Ah. June kept his hand on Hobie's mouth as they saw a myron fly above them. We can fight them, but we can't win them, so we need to play smart here. Hobie rubs his head as he continued his walk. They all moved cautiously. I think these creatures live here. I can feel it. There are more around here. But the thing is, I feel like these don't belong here. I feel like I know these birds. Guess that's for you to find out about your character by yourself, Hyun. I don't like this. Fuck. Stop chatting, try moving faster. Snails. Coming from the slug himself, it's quite impressive. I swear, Yoongi character or not, you aren't getting a single grain fed that is cooked by me ever again. Again, no thanks, mommy. Hyung's behave. The Hyung line paused as they looked at Jungkook, being shocked and surprised. Stop talking, they can hear you even if you whisper. It's pin drop silent here, and besides, it's just our luck that we haven't got caught yet. So move with your legs, not with your mouth. Damn. You two just got scolded by Jungkook. This should be officially written in the history book. Jin and Yoongi were both dumbfounded and offended. After all the times I drove him to school. After all the meal I bought him. How did I raise an ungrateful brat? Jin scoffed as he thought that. I literally saved this dumb kid from dying in Jin's hands for like 1,000,000 times, and is this how he repay me? Jin, I aren't forgetting this betrayal. I'll deal with you the next time you beg me for lamb fries. Yoongi also scoffs on his own thoughts. June, they both are scoffing. I'm pretty sure they got something planned for Kook. All we can do is pray for Kook's safety. There is nothing else we can do here. Both Namseok whispered, but Jungkook could hear them. Maybe I shouldn't have scolded the. My Justin Bieber Mercha is still with Jin Hyung and Yoongi. Hyung still has my embarrassing photos and letters I wrote for Tae when I was a teen. God, why was I so cheesy? Hope they let this slide for once. I could just get them something nice and they'll forget about this. Yeah, that would do. Jungkook decided. Their walk continued, but then Jin slipped and was about to fall on the rocks, but Yoon Lee holds him back, but in that process they both accidentally shook a tree, gaining the attention of two Myrans. Shit.
Hyungs, run.
Without wasting any moment they started running and the Myran started flying above them. The only thing that was saving them was the trees. A Myran tried to grab Jin with its leg but missed. "Oh fuck it," Yoongi said before he used his wings and flew above, facing the Myran face to face, and seeing Yoongi the Myran stopped for a moment before launching at him. Yoongi used his fire strength as he threw fireballs at them while flying backwards, still following the others. Now at least 5 Myrans were following them. Yoongi had already set 2 of them on fire as they fell onto the ground, but unfortunately, since there were trees under, it led to the start of forest fire. The fire started spreading fast since more fire sparks fell on the trees when Yoongi attacked them. 2 more Myrans were knocked down, only 3 to go. The others were running aimlessly in their designated direction.
There is supposed to be a river upcoming.
The route which they had ran before was now completely under fire.
Fire is spreading, run faster,
Yoongi said, knocking down another Myran as only 2 were left.
Now this is the worst day of my life. Don't get separated, run together. You heard him.
They were running next to Ekother with Yoongi flying above them while fighting with Myrans, while the fire in the forest was chasing after them faster than the Myrans.
God, I'm too young to die. Seriously, Hyung, right now. Shut it.
They kept running, not knowing what was waiting in front of them. Yoongi knocked off another Myran. Now only 1 was left, but now it was impossible to find it cause the smoke from the fire was directed towards his direction, making it impossible for him and the others to do anything as it covered their visions and made it hard for them to breathe.
Hyung, stop.
Jun and Jungkook fell down from the sudden cliff which no one knew was there. Following them, Jin and Hobi fell. Yoongi looked down and found the 4 falling onto the river from the cliff before he could move towards them. A Myran came in full speed and crashed onto him. Due to the sudden hit and by the black smoke around him, Yoongi passed out mid-air. As his wings gave up and he too falls towards the river. The Myran which crashed onto him looked down at the river before making a loud noise like it was giving signal to someone before it flew to a particular direction. In the river, the water current was so fast that almost dragged Jin away, if not for Jungkook holding him tightly. Hobi, Jin and Jungkook were holding and hugging Ekother while swimming in the river. Hobi was trying his best to swim as the weight of his wings made it hard for him to stay above the water.
Jun, where are you? Namjoon, can you hear us? Oh God, Hyung's Yoongi, Hyung.
They all looked up and saw Yoongi falling down. He showed no sign of moving or flying as he fell onto the water with great force.
Yoongi, Hyung.
To be continued.
Thank you for watching. See you in next video. Until then, bye darlings.
Okay, bye bye.